Welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year's, everyone. I hope you had a great Christmas and you're having a really good New Year. This is my first video back for 2025, and this is going to be my pretty much my wrap up for 2024, my reading wrap up. So, yeah, let's get into that. For my reading challenge on Goodreads, if you guys aren't following me on Goodreads, first off, what are you doing? Why aren't you following me? Check the description below. You'll see my link. Make sure to follow me so we can yap together. I'm going to start writing out reviews on there just because. Yeah, just because. Especially like updates while I am in the middle of a book. I think I'm going to start doing that because I have some wild takes and I need to yap to someone about it. And you guys are here, so go follow me on Goodreads. I am trying Storygraph. I already imported my stuff into Storygraph just to kind of see how it is. I can't really give my opinion on it thus far because, well, my full opinion on it, I would say, because I haven't really used it that much, but I am checking it out. And I do like the fact that it has like point 0.5 chances to review. So on Goodreads, you can either do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star rating, but on Storygraph, you can do a point 0.5. And I like that. And you can DNF a book. Why does Goodreads not have that? Amazon, what are you doing? I think Amazon owns Goodreads, right? Yeah, I think so. So what are you doing? What exactly are you guys doing? I need you to fix that pronto. Like, fix that right now. Because I need to be able to use Goodreads because I actually really like it. But as I said, I'm trying out Storygraph. So let's see how that goes. And I'll tell you guys in another video. So for my 2024 reading challenge, I have my phone here. I set my reading goal at 75 books for that year. I thought that was a bit ambitious, especially of my first 2 months of 2024. I did not read much. So I thought, oh my God, okay, I am definitely not gonna reach this goal. But you know what? That's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It just is what it is. And it was my first year reading since I was like, I think like 10, 11, 12, 13. I think the last time I actually read a book for fun was when I was like 14. And that's quite a few years. So I was like, hey, why not? I was just being a bit ambitious in 2023. I read a few books, and that's when I actually fell in love with reading again. So I was really excited about that. And then I kind of, got my hopes up with 2024. But guess what? In 2024, I read 169 books. I don't hear you clapping. Come on, come on. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, I read 169 books, and I am so freaking excited to share with you pretty much all the books I read, why I read them, how fun they were, and all that pizzazz. Am I going to go through all of them? No, I don't think I am. But I am going to give you guys I'm going to tell you guys like what Goodreads sent to me with pretty much my entire list of everything and how many 5 stars and what I rated 2 stars and all of that pizzazz. I do have a lot of those videos on my TikTok. I'm going to start importing them from my TikTok to my YouTube. So yeah, eventually. But for now, you guys can go follow me on TikTok. I am going to link it down in the description box below so you guys can see that. My year in books finally. Oh my God, that took forever for me to just find. Okay, so my 2024, my year in books by Goodreads, it says I read 169 books, and that is not including the fanfics that I read that I could not find to put on Goodreads. Ugh, I read a lot of good fan fictions for like Harry Potter. So like Hermione and Draco and Ron Weasley. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. And I haven't read Harry Potter books yet, but I am reading the fan fictions. Go figure. Anyways, I read 73,469 pages. My shortest book was 72 pages, and that is Fracture Me by Tahiri Mafi. And the longest book I read was Manacled Oh, love it. And that was by Sen Ling Wu or Sen Ling Yu. And that was 1,458 books, which is quite ridiculous. Pages. 1,458 pages. Books, which is actually quite ridiculous. That's a really long freaking book, but it was so good and it crushed me so good. And I'm gonna wait until next year to reread it. I might reread it this year because I want some trauma in my life. So I may reread it this year, but I will see. Yeah. So the average book length in 2024 was 434 pages. So I did read a lot of like thick books. Here it says the most shelved, I guess by people is like 3.9 million people, and that was Fourth Wing. I enjoyed that so much. And least shelved was Omega Lost. That 72 people shelved that book. What does that mean? I have no clue. Am I gonna look it up? I for sure will, but I have no clue what that meant. I think it's probably like amount of people that read the book in that year. It makes sense, right? Right. Anyways, and my average rating is 3.7. Okay, so you can give me a 3.7, but you can't give me the option to rate 3.7. Goodreads, please explain that to me. Explain that to me. Anyways, so it says my highest rated on Goodreads is a 4.5 for A Court of Mist and Fury. And my first review of the year was The Predator. Oh, I remember that. I actually loved that freaking book. And that was by Ronix. A Court of Mist and Fury was by Sarah J. Maas. Well, at the end of the year, I read a lot of books related to like Why Choose, Reverse Harem, Fated Mates, Wolf Shifters kind of books. I think I read, let me see if I can find the name of it. This particular book by a Canadian author. Let me find it because I really did like that book. And I do want to mention it here so you guys can definitely check it out. So the book's name is The Runaway Mate by Kyra Nightingale. Let me tell you something. I read that book and I enjoyed the hell out of this book, right? I gave it a 4. And I think my shiftiverse started from there because prior to that, I don't think I have ever read a book with fitted mates or like shifters or anything of that sort. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, so I'm looking back and I didn't. So Kira, I think your name is Kira. So I'm going to go with Kira. You started that reverse harem shifter situation for me. And then right after that, I decided to go read The Crown of Oaths and Curses by Jay Bree. And I was hooked. From then on, I could not stop reading Fated Mates, Reverse Harem, and things like that. So I kept going and I kept going and I hit, like, that's when I hit the Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. And then I hit The Game of Love, A Game of Love and Betrayal by Elena R. Gallier or Gallia. And I kept going. I kept going and I kept going. And I have had such a good freaking time last year. And for this year, I think I'm going to set my reading challenge for 100. Yeah. Why? So let me add it right now. I'm going to set my reading goal for 100. Simply because hitting 75 books was so easy for me to do. It was easy. I hit 169 in that year with me having falling into a book slump for like 2, 3, I think a little bit over 3 months last year. Simply because, first off, I think it was 2 months for the actual book slump. And then I was like super busy in tax season, which is around February, April, the end of May. So I was super busy for that entire period. So for an entire month plus, we're like a 1.5, like a month and a half, I was super busy. I could not do any kind of reading whatsoever, no matter what. I worked like 12-hour days. So there was no reading to be had in those days. It was like I was barely freaking eating at that time too. So yeah, there was no reading. I barely read. I think I read one book in January last year. Let me go in and tell you exactly. I read two books in January, seven books in February, two books in March, absolutely no books in April. As I said, I was super busy. It was tax season. I'm a bookkeeper. I work in accounting. So yeah, that was yeah. No time. No time, baby. I had to get these people taxes together. One book in May, 13 books in June, 21 books in July, 20 books in August, 26 books in September, 26 books in October, 30 books in November, and I read 17 books in December. I probably missed a few, but overall, I read 169 books. I'm happy about that, excited about that. This reading goal right now is supposed to be set at this 100, and I'm going to see if I'm going to meet it. I think I will. I think I will. I don't want to read 169 books this year. But if I do, then it's okay. But I think I'm just gonna stick to my goal of 100 books. I want to do a lot more reviews for you guys, so I'm gonna just spend some time in between books, just sitting down and just writing my notes and yeah, giving you guys videos and stuff like that. So that's what we're gonna do this year, and I know that takes a lot of time, so I'm just gonna cut back a little on my reading and go from there. So you see, it's all for you guys. It's all for you guys. So, anyways, that is my 2024 reading wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and go follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and where else? Yeah, just TikTok and Instagram. Make sure you follow me here as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.